Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is John, and in this video we're going to be going over how to add filters to a dashboard. It also covers parameters in Gaio, the form task, as well as creating forms in Gaio. So in the report task video, I talked about making sure that on your dashboards, your reports are pulling from temporary tables. So just make sure that before you start following this video today that your tables are set up like this, just so that there's no issues moving forward. Now, a new feature that I'm going to have to introduce, if you've been watching these videos in order, is the parameters. So basically what parameters do in Gaio is they're kind of like global variables, things like that, that let you pass through values or input, things like that, send data between data sources if you need to, or maybe you need to talk between Gaio and an external data connection that doesn't use ClickHouse or things like that. It just lets you pass values through. But for today specifically, we're going to be using parameters for creating filters within our dashboard. So I have a folder here with some created already, sales filters, where I created one for date, month, and the channel. But just to show you kind of how to create one, I'll create another one. So let me see. Actually, I'm going to check the table first, just so I know what to create. Maybe I can, let's see, maybe I'll do by country. So I'll add a new parameter. I'll do filters underscore country. This is just to kind of keep the naming scheme. You can add a description and a default value. So a lot of times I'll leave my parameters blank unless there's something I'm going for. Maybe you're filtering by sales by month and you want the user to be able to see any month, but every time they open the dashboard you want the month to be the current month. Maybe you can put a value here for that, or things like that. But in our case, I want the filters to include all possible values when the dashboard first opens. So like the other two parameters you can see on the left, I'm just going to type the value all, and basically what this means is it's going to include all of the possible values, so that when you open the dashboard, it's almost as if there's no filters at all. And it also means that when the filter goes back to blank, that basically means that it includes all as well. So I'm going to just click save and drag it into my folder there. Nice. You can also create a folder by clicking this button. Relatively simple. So next, you're going to want to click the icon underneath parameters. It's called forms, and you're going to want to create a new form. So the settings kind of just show on the left, and we want to title this filters sales just for this example. And this is also important. So the execution type, so you might have a flow that takes in data. You might have, or sorry, not a flow, a form that takes in data, or you might have a form that does a calculation in the background, like this run flow in the background. But because we want our filters to filter the dashboard we're currently looking at, I'm just going to choose this option, refresh current flow. And so what that does is it just reruns the dashboard flow again, because the filter values will have changed, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So just refresh current flow, and some of these advanced features, just you can reset the parameters so that, like, if I leave the dashboard and come back, it goes back to all, things like that. You know, if I'm a separate user, maybe I just logged in and my colleague logs in. When they log in, they don't see the filters I was just looking at. This just helps that to happen. So okay, and so So we can add an element by clicking here, and we can also see the different types of elements by going to the types menu. I'm just going to add an element real quick, and let's see. This basically creates a container that I can drag my form elements into. So I chose country, month, and type, I think. I can't remember exactly. I'll see when I see the drop down, but basically I want 2 of my elements to be dropped down, so you'll be able to select the country from a drop down and the type from a drop down, and then I want the month to be a date, so I'm gonna bring in the select and I'll be able to click on it. And so you want to tie this specific element to a parameter, and now we've created that parameter already, so I can go to sales, channel, my apologies, so filter sales channel. So now see, I can change the title to channel. The field tip just means when you hover over it, and the settings. So basically, because this is a drop down menu, you want all of the values that exist in the table to show up in the drop down. So the way we can do that is go to values from bucket table and then select our is it just sales? Yeah, sales table. And now that we selected the table, we want our values to come from the correct column. So I'm just going to choose the channel. And so the value tab is the actual value that the parameter will be set to, whereas the label is what you want the value to appear as in the dropdown. Now, generally speaking, you can choose both, but maybe if you wanted to change the text to uppercase or something like that, it might be different, but in this case it's just going to be the same. And I'm going to do ascending order, so it's an alphabetical, and I just need to load. And now when I open up the drop down, you can see I have all Instagram, Marketplace, website, and WhatsApp. So let me add the next select box, choose the parameter, country, I think I'm gonna check this, name it country, and do the same thing we did with the other one, where I select the values from bucket table, select the table sales, the value is going to be the country, and the label is going to be country as well. And now you can see, there's a lot of, I think I might increase the number of rows, even though, let's see, maybe I'll do 1,000. Hopefully all of the countries show up there. So all the way to Z. Okay, next we want to select a date, because I want to be able to filter by the month. Sales, date, month, order. So yeah, it just brings up the calendar view, and we'll change it to month just because we're only sorting by the month. And my apologies, I didn't name it as well. And for reference, also the form it can also be a form. So if you're trying to take in data or run a survey, things like that. So some of these others, you can type text in, you can select on a number scale. They have the radio select, check boxes if you want to select more than one. This drop down menu, like we've seen, date time, and time. There's a slider, a full description, and line divider just allows you to divide between certain elements. So maybe you want to do a search, so you would do a text box, or maybe you like having your filters in a radial or something like that. But in this case, we're just going to stick with the ones that we have. And also, let me see here. Okay, yeah, so by clicking this button, it allows me to divide. So I'm just going to divide into thirds so that I can drag these up like this so it looks nice. And I think we should be good. So now that the form is created, we're going to want to go to our tasks and bring in the, it's not under analytics, the form task. and I'm just going to name this filters so it's easy to find. The form that we're going to choose is the filter sales form we just selected. We want the form inside the dashboard, not opened by a button or a pop-up or anything like that. And then this here, you can just kind of edit the button style. So if you select filter behavior, basically what happens is every time a value is selected, the whole dashboard will refresh. But if you don't have this selected, basically what will happen is the filters will only go into effect when the save button is selected. So there'll be like a little save button underneath, and it will do that. I'm gonna I'm gonna check the filter behavior just to make it easier, and I'm going to click save. And now finally, before we will be able to filter all of our data, we need to go into the builder before our temporary table and do one final thing, which is, so we want to add all of the columns we're going to be filtering into the filter area. So channel, order date, month, and country. And so for all of these, we want and for all of them, not or, we want and. We're just going to set it equal to the parameter that relates to the respective category. So this is channel, so we want to set it to filter sales channel. For order date month, we want to set it equal to sales date month. And for country, and I'm just going to click save. So from a high level, what we're doing is when the form task runs, the whole dashboard flow will refresh. And so these parameters will now have values that are not just all, so that this final output will be changed as well. So if I go into the dashboard view, I can kind of show this off now. Hopefully the form is at the top. No, it's not. Okay, let me just drag this up here, make it small. Nice. So I can say select Instagram, and now obviously the pie chart just has Instagram, or maybe I'll go back and maybe I just want to search by a specific country. Let's say Dominican Republic. So it looks like we only get 2 different channels in that country, things like that. And then finally the month, 2025, and now we only have all of the orders from that month. So that was just how to add filters to your dashboard within Gaio. I hope the video was helpful. If you have any more questions, our documentation will be linked below, and our support team is always willing to answer any of the questions you may have. Thank you so much.